fish can't swim. Yeah, pretty good.
X32 JBL. I'll be right with you. Subs, JBL main, substake, monitor. Oh, microphone, cables, mic stands, cases. All of this is gonna. I'm trying to build a PA system, something I can take out on the road and actually kind of like do my own thing. And it all costs so much, and I'm just trying to see what's the most important thing. But I've already done this all before, and I sat here and I found a way for us to be able to make this for $20.
Oh, really?
But that's not even the cost for one of the cables. I swear it's a lot easier than you think, and it doesn't involve lying, stealing, gambling, or any kind of black magic. It's just a way of thinking about the problem and hitting it from another side. And I'll show you the best thing. Just 1 second. It's a speaker on a stick. This is where I started. But first we should probably talk about how I got even to here. So join me over there. So why are we even trying to build a PA system? Well, for me, I wanted to get into audio, and I was tired of renting stuff. I had the skills and a little bit of experience out on the road, but I just couldn't get reliable gear. And I knew if I just had my own system, it would make a difference. And I didn't really have all that much to start with. I certainly didn't have a savings account that could front it. I had no business, and it was just me. So where do I go from there? And the stress of it. Oh my gosh, it could just get to you. But the simplest thing is just to go back and find the smallest common denominator, the thing that you're going to need from the very beginning to the very end. Now, what that means for you, it could be different from what it meant for me. My ultimate goal was to build a PA system I could take out and do small festival gigs and inside bar gigs and be able to put it all inside of my SUV because I didn't have any other vehicle. So it didn't need to be anything huge, but it needed to sound good, right? But where do we even start? I'm looking at cables alone, and those are more than $20 that I have in my wallet. So what I had to do was sit down, get a notebook, and start thinking about my goals. Well, we know where I want to end. That's easy. I want to have a PA system. So I want to have a PA that I can take out and do things. Before that, well, it needs to have monitors and mics and stands and cables and expensive things. And I need a PA system. But don't you also want to do at-home recording? And how is it seems like a big risk to put into. Okay, I know what I'm going to need is monitors. And in monitors, we can find mains through them for smaller gigs. So if I can use my monitors for so maybe the first thing I need is an even smaller rig, but I don't want to have two rigs. Okay, if my smaller rig can be my monitors, let's look into that. So what I found was the Yamaha powered speakers. Now those are like $700, $800. That's still not $20. What am I even on about? What I did and what you can do is I live adjacent to a big town. And in those big towns, there are rental houses. Not necessarily production houses, but rental houses where you can rent a guitar or a cable. And a lot of times you can rent PA gear. So how does that help us get anywhere? Isn't our ultimate goal to own a PA system? Well, it is, but we need to start getting assets in our hands that we could turn into more liquid cash so we can then start to build. So what I did was I went out and I rented one Yamaha speaker and one stand. and that cost me $10 a month. So I have them. Now what do I do? Let's rewind a little bit and talk about that planning. So before we get the speaker and stick, so we'll just get out of here, we have to do a little bit of planning and see how we can turn this into cash fast. Because 1 month isn't a huge amount of time to try to even put any amount of money towards something. So you need to see what you can get your hands on. For me, that was going to that local rental house and being able to find a Yamaha. They also had a rent-to-own program. How great. If I could keep it out for 6 months, it becomes mine. But still, isn't that just putting more money into something that you don't own? That's a risk. Yes, it certainly is a risk that you're going to have to take a little bit. But if we're talking about $20, and the ultimate goal is to build our PA system for our ultimate freedom of world domination of audio, that's worth $15. So what I did was I started researching what I can do with a powered speaker. And with one powered speaker, you can do a whole lot of things. On the back of them, they have a small mixer, they have 1/4 inch XLR RCA inputs. All of these things are standard for all PA systems. So I could go out to churches, zoos, fairgrounds, and start seeing if they needed to have a PA system or a person they could call to bring out a PA system for certain events. But then I hit the gold mine. And the gold mine is dive bars. I love dive bars. Loved them before for other reasons. I love them even more because it doesn't have to sound great. They have shows and open mics and events happening every day of the week, and they just need a couple of small speakers on sticks. And that's what we can get for $20 rental. So I go out to dive bars, I see what they need. If they need a PA system, I say, hey, I can provide you a couple of speakers on sticks, and I can provide it to you for $60 a month. What do you get with that? I'll bring them to you. I'll set them up. I'll check them. I will not run the sound for you. I will not provide it to you for a tab. Those are the two big things you need to look out for. If you can get these speakers and land them in a dive bar, in a church, somewhere to live where they're paying a monthly payment for those, and you do regular upkeep, maintenance, you're beginning to build profit, and that bank is coming in, and now you can start to see that little bit of light at the end of the tunnel. That means you'll have your own PA system. So, won't this take forever? Aren't we only making $40? Well, yes, but you don't have to stop with one speaker and one stand. You can get as many speakers and stands as you'd like, and that exponentially adds or reduces to the time that you are going to need to have this just set up. And I know there's no such thing as passive income, but this is as close as you can get to it. So, I know for my ultimate PA that I am building, I need 4 monitors. So doesn't it make sense to get 4 speakers and 4 sticks and go out into the world and see if I can land those 4 speakers and 4 sticks, each of which are making $60 a month, making me $240 a month with very little maintenance, with absolutely no risk to me, because if they blow the speaker, it's from a rental house, and I can take it to the rental house, and with their warranty, they'll just replace it, and I'll be able to put it back to them, and I seem like a genius? Yes!
Yes!
I can. And that's exactly what I did. I got this very speaker. This one.
Oh, wow.
And 3 of its friends. And why is it in my house now? Because I own them now. I let them sit there for 8 months, and I turned their $240 into consoles and cables and stands and the mains and the amps and everything I needed until I didn't need them anymore. And who were my first customers for my brand new PA gear as it came up for their bigger shows? The places that already had my speakers. It's not that hard, and it cost me $20. And one thing, if you don't live next to an adjacent town that has a place where you can get one of these for that cost, check out Reverb and Sweetwater and look at their payment options. You maybe will spend $38 a month instead of the $15 that I did for the speaker on stick, but you can still do it.
Yeah, pretty good.